Good morning, hoboqua. It is Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. And if you are here with us this morning, I would like you to give yourself a little love and shine for returning to the mat for another day of practice. Wake Up with Hoboqua was initiated as a service project to promote positive psychological, emotional, and physical well-being. And some people have criticized, saying a service to the self is not a service to the public. Maybe there is merit in that opinion. However, I disagree. How many of you have been to the grocery store, your morning coffee shop, the gym, maybe your jobs, maybe on the road driving to your jobs? Or for those of you who have children, maybe upon taking your kiddos to school? How many of you have been somewhere and witnessed another adult behave in an unearned manner to the stimuli around them? Of course, the danger in observance is that, as observers to people and circumstances beyond us, there are truths about what we witness that, as bystanders, we may not possess in developing an opinion or making a conclusion about what we see. However, the oversimplified endpoint is the same, and it usually sounds like, whoa, is that really happening right now? Or, oh my goodness, that guy is out of control. Or worse, sometimes it ignites something inside of us and we add to the craziness with our own unnecessary, outlandish adult behaviors. Regardless if the behavior presents as an unkind temperament, expletives, rage, or simple rude remarks. Is it necessary? Sometimes, but always? Now, would it not be fair to say, in this scenario, a service to the self is definitely a service to the public? Exponentially, how many negative interactions with the world around us do you think could be absolved if people were more attentive to making the time to tend to their psychological, emotional, and thus physical needs? In the June 2020 issue of the International Journal of Mental Health Nursing, I read an article, The COVID-19 Pandemic and Mental Health Impacts. This was a pretty good article about how academic studies can support what for most part is practical common sense. In so many words, these nurses and psychologists confirm, quoting from the article, people tend to feel anxious and unsafe when the environment changes. Because of fear and anxiety can result in post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, leaving individuals, families, and communities to experience feelings of hopelessness, despair, grief, bereavement, and a profound loss of purpose. Now, this article is specifically referencing the pandemic, but can you imagine how many people are probably provoked to feel similar states of mental unclarity by general life demands? The Yogic Principle Santosha represents the idea of contentment. As a service project, Wake Up with Hoboqua aims to promote contentment within the self and the community. In doing so, we realize as individuals that the path to improvement and success is not always content. However, the small things we do to help us cope and push through obstacles does in fact lead us to a place of happiness if and when we take time to consistently follow through on meeting the demands of our personal mental and physical healths. When we make it a priority to improve our individual states of being, we cannot help but secondarily improve the individual states of those around us. Even those we may perturb with our newfound self-content are likely to be less perturbed, even if only by a minimal percentage, for having not encountered another negative stimulus to escalate their own pre-established state of discontent. So with Santosha in mind, I offer you these final thoughts before this morning's practice. 1. A service to the self can be a service to the community. 2. Communities are made of individuals. Therefore, by servicing the individuals in the community, you are servicing the community at large. 3. When individuals take time to learn what they need emotionally, psychologically, and physically to be content, they inadvertently promote this level of happiness to the external world around them. Aiming for contentment, please roll out your mats, and when you're ready, find yourself in a comfortable supine position. beginning to draw awareness to the breath, inhalations through the nose, exhalations as you like, through the nose or through the mouth. And I'd like you to set an intention for this morning's practice. An intention that will serve the concept of santosha. What can you do in order to lighten the path toward contentment? Draw the knees into the chest, circling through the lower back, taking small circles to the right and small circles to the left. Keeping awareness on the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Releasing into Ananda Balasana, happy baby. The index finger and middle finger lock around the big toes, gently rolling from side to side, feeling the stretch through the hamstrings and groin, flexing the feet, extending through the legs, adducting from the midline, abducting as the legs come together in a pike-like position, releasing the toes, legs and arms extended above the hips and shoulder joints, inhaling as the right arm and left leg extend, exhale, return to center, alternating opposite sides as you inhale to extend and expand, and exhale to return to the midline and compress. Syncing the breath with the movement. When you're ready, allowing the knees to return to the chest, thighs against the belly, circling through the lower back, releasing any tension. Lowering the feet to the mat, arms rest along the side, knees bent as we prepare for Setu Bandasana, bridge pose. Inviting the hands to the hip bones as we awaken the hip flexors with a gentle extension and flexion through the lower spine, being mindful to take micro movements so as to not overextend through the lower back. When you're ready, inhaling as you roll up the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Exhaling, slowly rolling down the spine, returning to the earth. Mindful that the ankles are below the knees, and mindful of the flexibility through the front side of the body. Inviting a challenge as you inhale, allowing the arms to rise overhead. Exhaling, rolling down the spine as the arms return to the earth. Feeling the stretch through the quadriceps and the hip flexors, the abdominals, and the chest. And when you're ready, drawing the knees back into the belly, massaging through the lower lumbar. Small circles to the right, small circles to the left. Extending the legs along the mat, preparing for supine spinal twist as we draw the left knee into the chest allowing the right hand to pull the thigh across the body. Left arm extends to the side in a T-like position. Gaze remains at the sky or turns to gaze at the extended arm. Mindful of the breath as we inhale through the nose and slowly exhale. Pulling the knees back into the chest, releasing tension from the lower back. Left leg extending along the mat. As the left hand pulls the right thigh across the body. Supine spinal stretch to the left side. As the right arm extends in a T-like position, gaze remains to the sky or along the extended arm. Inhaling through the nose and slowly exhaling, feeling the stretch through the glutes and the hamstring and along the inner thigh. Pulling the knees back into the chest, circling through the lower lumbar, circles to the left, circles to the right, and when you're ready, re-extending the legs along the mat as we rest in our final Shavasana. Inhaling through the nose and slowly exhaling, allowing the toes to splay to the sides, allowing the hands to rest along the side body, inviting you to releasing the toes and releasing the hands, exhaling with a sigh. Slowly rolling to the left. You pillow the ear with the left bicep, ground through the right hand as the torso lifts away from the earth. Taking a comfortable seat, hands fall to heart center. You join me for one round of the peace sound vibration Om. Inhaling through the nose. Offering kind words, kind thoughts, and kind actions toward positive intentions. May the light in me honor and shine with the light in you. Share the awareness, share the grace, share the intention. Namaste.